All right, gang, exciting news. It's December and the shed is finally finished. So our shed is good to go. So our new little shop, or whatever you want to call it, is good to go. I don't know if I can open this door or not. It looks like I can't for whatever reason. I would have thought I'd been able to open that, but okay, whatever. It won't let me open it, so I guess it's just there for looks, but it certainly looks like I should be able to open it. Nope, won't let me open it. Anyway, shed's ready to go. I was really expected to be able to get into this little back area here, but I guess there's really not that much room back there anyway. Anyway, we've got our shed good to go, so now we can start trying to, you know, put some stuff in there as it makes sense, right? We can sell this guy. We don't really need that anymore. I'm going to leave the lamp or the light there for now. It may move, but we're going to leave it there for right now. Next step, realistically, is to move the house, get a different house, or just move the house in general. And that way we can have our little parking lot here and here, right? Leading up to the entrance here. And then the hay bale maze, and then just kind of round off, fence off, I should say, the maze, and put a few more things in here, and we're done. Well, we got to pay off the loan too, but that shouldn't be too bad to pay the loan off. I can do lots of things to get that paid off. Now, with it being December, as I mentioned in the last episode, the small field down the hill here is ready to harvest, so we can go ahead and harvest that guy. Okay, all right, Walter, just go ahead. I'm not driving. I'm not driving in your way. Go ahead. It's always something with one of these cars, I'm telling you. One of these cars every time. So besides that, we've got to re-drill the field. Well, re-drill, I say re-drill. We've got to drill the new field that we got over there, right? We sold one of the smaller fields we purchased to get that one that was next to us. We had talked about that since the beginning of the series, and we finally were able to accomplish that. So we got to go ahead and do that. And we'll see where we get to. We talked about potentially selling this field down here as well. I might keep it for at least one more harvest, just because I think we're going to need some more money here. And the nice thing is we do have all those trees, right? And all those trees should continue to make us good money. We're going to have to sell some of those pallets, but it should make us good money. This field's actually ready to harvest too. We don't have enough money. We're not even near having enough money to purchase it, but it would be nice to have it. And we're underway. I'm not going to worry about putting on, you know, the steering assist or anything like that. We're just going to kind of do it the old-fashioned way. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you can tell I sound a little bit better. This is the best I've felt in over a week. So that's exciting for me. Hopefully we're on the tail end here. I do still have a bit of a cough, so may have to edit some of that out a little bit, but otherwise I do feel a lot better. And I'm a little sniffly still too, but otherwise I feel better. Some more mods came out on ModHub. A few of those I think we're going to try to utilize for this series. Makes a lot of sense. We're going to try to get some stuff pushed into the shed if it lets us do it. Just to try to beef that up a little bit and make it look a little bit more realistic, like it's a bit of a shop for the maze, right? Where you purchase your tickets for the farm maze, and maybe a little bit of a shop with some selling, some things to sell in there as well. But we'll see. We'll see what we can come up with, what we're able to squish in there, what it'll allow us to do. We're going to have to utilize the overwrite, whatever it is. I can't remember the actual name of it, but you'll see it when we get ready to go start working on that here a little bit later on in this episode. Basically it's the override button, if you will, that allows you to place something on top of other things. I think the problem will be is if it allows me to actually push it inside and under the shed, or if it just tries to put it on top of the shed. Hopefully it allows me to push it inside the shed. If it doesn't, then we're already at an issue. Now, I feel like the best approach for us here is to, well, instead of purchasing an actual drill to be able to do the bales, right? Because we want to do the best we can, at least, to utilize a field of our own to make those hay bales or straw bales, whatever. So I think the best approach for us to do would be is just to try to buy another field that's ready to harvest that's going to provide that. That way, the only thing really we have to purchase is a baler, right? But the problem there is the balers are not cheap. Not by any means. They are expensive, and nothing cheaper has come out on Mod Hub still for balers. Square balers, specifically. So it may get to a point where, unfortunately, we're just going to be at a point where all we're doing is waiting for us to get enough money to buy a square baler, or waiting for a mod to come out for cheaper square bales. And if that's the case, we may have to just kind of scratch my whole idea and thought of, you know, utilizing our own field to make that and just buy the bales outright. Don't really want to do it that way, but it may be what we have to end up doing. I don't want to just keep running the series just because I'm waiting on enough money or you know, a mod to come out that allows us to accomplish that goal, because it's not really the main goal of this. It's just a side goal I added as something fun for me, a little bit more nostalgic for me to add into, because ours has a straw bale, whatever you want to call it, maze, and I really enjoy it. It's a little strategy involved in it. It's fun. Now, if you don't know how that works, how a straw bale maze works, if you happen to just stumble across this and haven't watched some of the earlier ones, I'm not going to give it away too much, but basically the way it works is when you go into it, because obviously it's a straw bale or hay bale or whatever maze, you can see over those bales. It's not like you're, you know, going through a cornfield where you couldn't see where you're going. You can easily see. So how would that work? Well, the way it works is when you go into it, you can only turn one way. Specifically, I think it's normally right, but you can do left if you wanted to, just which depends on how you set it up. But you go in there, and you have to figure out how to get out by only turning right. You can't turn left. It's a fun little maze, man. More fun than you might expect it to be. Makes you use your brain. How you're all doing? I asked you that, I think, but I'm going to ask it again. Hopefully you're doing well. Got some ideas brewing between us, between all the gang. Crestu and I have been talking about some challenges for the future. Won't be happening anytime soon, but, you know, you got to kind of plan them out. You got to kind of have to work through some of the kinks and make sure that what you're coming up with makes sense, so we always try to run them past each other, even if we're not going to be a series where a lot of us are doing it. You know, I've got a couple series that I'm running right now where nobody else is doing it with me, and that's fine. You're perfectly allowed to do that. There's nothing against that. It's just we always try to run most of them past each other to make sure that there's not something that maybe we're missing or that we're overlooking, right? So we've been talking a lot, and then Tony at Joystick Enjoyer, him and I were talking a little bit about that as well. Check his channel out if you haven't done so already. He just recently, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, started making videos on Farming Simulator. He's done some stuff in the past, but it wasn't Farming Simulator stuff, as what I'm understanding from him. But check him out. He's new to the crew here. Give him a follow. Oh, easy Zeke. Start talking and not paying attention. But I was talking with him about a challenge as well that I kind of had come up with, and he kind of brought up a very similar challenge to me that he didn't know that I had already was working on something similar to that. I've told you guys many times, I've got a list, a big old list of challenges that I've had since FS25, right? And, you know, I just keep adding to the list and modifying it or whatever I need to do. And whatever makes sense, you know, we'll do it. Or whatever is in my head, I've got, you know, ideas, right? Creative juices flowing about something, we're going to do that. And that was the case with this series that you're watching right now, the Farm Maze Challenge, right? I had that planned many months ago to try to do with FS25 if FS25 didn't come out. But the big problem there is I was going to have to do it all by hand, which I guess isn't really that big of a problem when you think of it, but it did make it a little bit easier and move it up a little bit. Why did that turn off? Weird. Did make it a little bit easier having the fact that there's a maze on this map. So that one just got catapulted to the top, right? Now, we do have a good amount of crop in our silo. We looked recently, and I've already forgot, but we looked recently at when it's best to sell it. I don't think it's anytime soon for any of it. And at this point, we're not really, I mean, we've got $10,000, we don't have a ton of money, but we're not really hurting specifically for money right now either. So we're just kind of holding on to it until it's best time to sell them, because we want to try to make as much money as we can, because we've got, you know, a few things here we want to accomplish, and we're getting closer to the end here, right? So we want to kind of save that money and try to get the most we can out of it, so that way, when the time comes to sell it, we can accomplish some of the remaining things that we have left to do. So that's why when I say there's probably 10, 15 episodes left, maybe 20, but we're getting closer is what I mean. The other series, all the other series that I have currently running, they're nowhere near close to being finished, so. We've got rain in the forecast, so I definitely wanted to get that harvest done first. Normally I might have just started doing the drilling because we got that new field at the end of the last episode, but we wanted to get that harvest done before the rain gets here, because if we can't harvest when it rains, or we'll incur a bit of a yield decrease, certainly don't want that to happen, right? So we got to re-drill that field and then drill our new field. Probably need to pull another tree over here to our sawmill as well. They finally accepted that one big tree that was sitting there. We've got a lot of big trees. So what are we going to do with all those trees? That's a great question. I would ideally like to keep putting them into the sawmill, but we may still have trees left over before the sawmill is able to chew through all of them. I don't know. But we're going to, for now, we're just going to continue to drag those over here and put them into the sawmill. Got a few new chickens. They were reproducing, so we have a few new baby chickens out there, which is nice. Continue to get some more chickens in there, make us some more eggs. Extra money. Greenhouse, we really ideally would like to put at least another greenhouse down over there in that area where we started our little greenhouse area. But all that stuff costs money. It's not cheap. Ooh. I just hit something and went... shot straight left. I don't know why this keeps turning off every time I go away from it. I did it again. Weird. I don't have auto on and off. Auto start engine on and off. So, weird. Very weird. So let's fold this thing up. I'll take this back. I'll go in and dump the rest of the corn into the silo. And we can take a look at what we're going to put in these fields. Alright, and we are underway here, gang. The price for corn right now is not terrible. It's really not. So we might end up selling some of that, and the reason why I'm saying we might end up selling some of that is because if we do that, let's just get this set up real quick here so I can talk while we're drilling here. If I sell some of the corn, all right, what I can do is I can sell this field that we just harvested, and I can pick up this barley field right next to us. This one's ready to harvest as it is now, so that would save us a little bit, right? It is a little bit of a bigger field too, 3.2 acres versus 1.77 acres. It does come with some trees, not necessarily that we need more trees, but it does come with some. We can utilize those trees and just, sell them outright more than likely, right? Depending on how much longer we're going to run the series for. So that's an option that I'm kind of mulling over right now. I'm kind of leaning towards doing it because that accomplishes the goal of what I was talking with you about earlier, right? Of buying a field that has the ability to drop straw that we can then turn into straw bales. So then at that point, the only thing really we have to buy would be the baler, right? But does it make sense to buy it now? We won't even if we sold some of the corn. We wouldn't have enough for the baler, right? Balers are still outrageous. Square balers, specifically. There are some cheaper round bales out there, but square bales, I mean, this one, which we've talked about, it's too small, unfortunately. We need the 180 centimeters is really what we want. And to get one of those, I mean, you're looking at a minimum, $164,000, right? That's not cheap. That's not cheap. So, I don't know. I don't know if it makes sense to do it right now. The only reason why we would do it right now is if we were going to buy it just because it's a little bit of a bigger field and gives us trees that we could utilize to either make more pallets or we could just sell them outright, right? That's the only way that I can think of that would make sense for us to go ahead and do that. Now, it may or may not, I guess, have enough straw there as well to even get us to what I'm trying to accomplish, right? But the big problem is that baler. That's the big problem. We really need a baler to come out in the used market. It's never going to happen for us. Never does. But we really need one to come out in the used market if we want this to succeed. Because otherwise we're doing what I talked about, right? We're just going to sit there and go through 5-10 episodes and just waiting for either a mod to come out for it or for us to get enough money to buy one. Both of which really are not the most ideal situations. So we are putting soybeans in here, gang. I think soybeans make a lot of sense for this size of the field. It'll give us a good amount of money when the time comes that we're able to sell them. Just to kind of show you why, the reason why I'm kind of mulling this over, corn, we have 29,000 liters of it. The best average price is 2,157. Right now, I could go sell it for 1,984, excuse me. That's really not that far off. But again, the problem always goes back to that square baler. That's the problem. That is the big problem. I need them to be square bales. Round bales aren't going to work for what I'm trying to accomplish. Because you really want them kind of pushed up against each other. Because you want to square off an area, and in the middle is the maze, right? So I don't know. I guess I need to think about it a little bit more. Even if we were to buy the field, we weren't going to do anything with the field today. Like, it's a perfect opportunity right now for us to do it, because we can sell the field we just harvested and upgrade to that field. If we do it and we buy it, I'm not sure we're actually going to be able to accomplish really the reason to buy the field right now to begin with anyway, is to utilize that straw. I think we would have to re-drill it and put something else in, and that just goes back to square one, where we'd have to buy another drill just so we could actually put down some kind of cereal crop that allows us to get straw off the ground. Because this drill that we have here currently does not. This is more, it's a planter. It's not even more, it is a planter. It's a planter. So it does not have the ability for us to produce a crop that will produce straw. Alright, we are pretty much done here. Got both fields done. I put sorghum in this field, as you can tell. This field over here is going to probably need to be weeded for sure. There were some weeds in there already before we drilled it, so I fully expect a lot of weeds to show up there. Let's put this away. I think we're going to drag over a tree over here into the sawmill. Doesn't have a ton of space, but it does have some space. As long as I don't bring one of those big, massive behemoths, it should accept it, which will help clean up the yard a little bit more for us. Then we'll start working on seeing what we can put into our new shed, if anything. And maybe get rid of the house and try to work on that as well. There are some new ones, which I'm kind of utilizing pretty heavily. In some other series, there's some new the Hobo mod pack came out, which allows you to get or utilize small things to turn them into a house, right? So we might go that approach. We will see. Let's see, those are some big ones over there. I think we take this small tree. Well, it's not small, but smaller compared to the big massive trunks over there. We try to take this guy. Get him out of the way, if at all possible. Probably need to take a look at the pallets too and see what the price is of those right now. Might be worth selling those. Yeah, they accepted the whole thing. So, given that understanding, I think I'm going to go get the other one that's a very similar size to that. Bring it over here as well. The reason why I put sorghum in is not necessarily because we need a bunch of sorghum, because we have some still in our silo, but you know, the chickens take sorghum, so might as well just continue to have a field every once in a while with sorghum just to help make sure we have plenty of food for the chickens. Because we may be selling that sorghum pretty soon here. I think sorghum is best to sell here coming up. Might even be today. I didn't really look at the sorghum, if I'm honest with you. Alright, we're going to leave it there. Looks like it's too big for it to accept that, but eventually it'll eat it up. Okay, so that's all done. So, let's see. Anything in the used market? Still nothing. Couldn't get that lucky. Alright, let's see if we can push some things in here. I don't know what we're going to be able to, if anything, but let's see what we can do. There are some new mods I mentioned that have come out. I don't know if they're under decoration or what they're under. We need to kind of take a look around a little bit here to see what we can come up with and find, but certainly looks like they are in here. There's some debris and stuff. What is this? No. What is this? It's like some old kind of wheel of sorts. Some kind of engine. What is this? Furniture. It's a jack. An old grill. None of this really makes a whole lot of sense, unfortunately, for in there. I was hoping I'd find something to put in there. But I mean, it's not really looking too good here, is it? Capsized boat, an old car, an old barrel drum. I mean, I guess I could put something like that in there. Yeah, I'm able to push stuff in here. That's good. That's really what I wanted, right? To make sure I can be able to push stuff in here. I just don't know. Oh, gosh. I just don't know what I'm going to be able to really put in there because there's nothing here that I'm seeing really makes a whole lot of sense to stick in there. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. A little snack stand. May make sense a little bit more outside, but we're going to push this inside. We're going to do it. I think we can make this work and make it make sense if I put it here on the end, right? Trying to get this lined up how I want it here. All right, let's go look at that. Let me see how it looks. But stuff like that, I think, makes sense. Little snack areas, right? Did I put it the wrong way? No, I guess it's the same on both sides. Yeah, it makes sense because there's the little trays and everything. See, just things like this. Little snack stands, little things in here to come and buy, little trinkets, things like that. That's really what we want to put in there. Ice cream cart. I'm not sure an ice cream cart really makes sense in there, but I think we'll put it in there just to... because it gives us some stuff, right? It gives us something, some kind of substance in here. You know, a little ice cream cart. Nice. That way we can have a line out here. If you want ice cream, you can come out here and get your ice cream, right? Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that. You make sense the selling point's going to be over here anyway, because here's the door, right? So you would have, like, your extra storage in here, even though I can't open it. That's what you'd have that, right? So I think that makes sense. I think that's fine. I mean, I think this stuff would make sense kind of out here, right? Have an area to sit down and things, but I don't really like that, though. That kind of looks, I guess, just kind of all thrown together, so I don't really love that. Maybe put some umbrellas up eventually, maybe. Mat. So not really a whole lot, unfortunately, that I think we're going to really be able to utilize. Let me look through this stuff again here. Maybe not some of that, but some of the older stuff that's been around for a while. I think having this stuff will make sense for some kids, right, to play around and swing and stuff, but we probably need to get rid of the house, though, and figure out what we're going to be doing with the, you know, the parking area, the parking situation, right, before I start doing that stuff. I think that makes sense to have it here more facing the corn maze than anything, right? All right, we'll put that there. Flower cart, we can push this in here. This will make sense, I think. We can push this in here. Just make sure I get it close enough to the wall, but not too close here, Z. Come on, buddy. I feel like that's not a good spot to put it, though, because that door is kind of in the way. Yeah, I don't really want to put it there. That door's in the way. So let me put it over here, maybe. I don't love that either. I guess I can go here. Ooh, come on. Hopefully that's good enough. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. That'll work. It's kind of coming together here, slowly but surely, gang. Kind of coming together. What does it say? Bees, I think. I think that might be the extent of really what we can put in there right now. I guess we could put some of these in there like they're selling things, but let's hold off on that for a little bit. We already have the wagon in here, but I think having a wagon outside makes sense too. Yeah, it's all coming together here, slowly but surely here. I'm liking the way this is coming together. Here we go. This is the stuff I'm kind of wanting to have out here. I don't really necessarily know if I want a chessboard, I guess, but, you know, more like these. I don't know. I have to play with that a little bit more, I think. Yeah, let's play with that a little bit more. Okay, so what else can we do here? We want others, I think, and we're going to kind of look for a building that could potentially be a house like this. I don't think I need as big as I currently have. I really don't. This right here would be perfect. I think this is what we're going to utilize. It's only $5,000, so it's within budget. I think I could put it back in here, no problem. I don't see there's an issue here. Why wouldn't I, right? Get some shade with the tree. Boom. Okay. And then if I go to here, let's see, we want to go to farmhouses. Here we go. This is the Hobo Farmhouse Pack. That's what I was talking about. So you've got this tiny house, which is nice. I probably could have used that, but I'm utilizing that on another series, so we're just going to hold off on that. You can put a tent down, right, you know, temporarily, but we're going to use this mat. So we're basically going to utilize this mat to help us turn a lot of things that aren't actual houses that could potentially be a house into a house. And that should allow us now to be able to sleep and everything else inside here. Perfect. Look at that. There's our new house, gang. Much smaller than what we currently have, but that's okay. We don't really need that big of a house. So we're going to sell it. It's going to give us $24,932 back. Fantastic, man. Fantastic. Okay, so we got all that done. So now we can really start working on putting in, you know, like a parking lot, right? And I said I was going to put the main parking lot here and then a little bit of a spill over here, right? Right, so this area back here will probably be more, I don't know, gravel-based, I guess. And then maybe this portion over here is kind of dirt, right? So it's just kind of bonus, maybe a little bit of gravel here and there, but mostly dirt over there. And this is more of your bulk, your heavy stuff here. I like it, man. It's coming together. So we've got more stuff we want to put in here. We've got to work on the actual parking lot. And we still have to do a bunch of other things as well, like the straw bale maze and completing the rest of this in here and everything else. But we are making good progress, gang. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you hit and smashed the like button for me, the subscribe button, all of that good stuff. Thank you so much for my members. If you're interested in becoming a member, links down below in the description. Get access to this video and other videos early. And until next time, I'll catch you all in the next episode.